Excellent timing. Okay, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the July 11th, 2024 City of Norwalk Public Library Board of Directors meeting. In attendance, we have Ralph Bloom, Janie Williams, Mary Mann, Laurel Peterson, Patsy Brescia, Alex Knopp, and Sherelle Harris. I'm assuming we have no public nobody here for public
No public comment.
Okay, and would anyone like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the June 13th meeting?
So moved.
Any discussion? Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have some special guests here today. And we see them on the screen. And Sherelle, would you like to introduce our guests?
I certainly would love to. So, hello everyone, and I hope everyone's staying cool in this heat today. At least we had a little bit of a reprieve. So today we have with us our new branch manager, Marcus Eason, who comes to us from Brooklyn Public Library, where he was once a children's librarian and also a branch manager. So he's been with us for roughly a month now. Very happy to have him aboard. You know, he's just learning the community and assessing. I think we just lost him.
He's back.
Oh, is he back? Okay, I can't really see. So, you know, without further ado, I'll let him tell you a little bit about himself.
How you doing, everyone? Can everyone hear me?
I can
Hello?
hear you. Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you, Sherelle, for that introduction. And I just want to say thank you so much, Sherelle, for just guiding me and, you know, just taking your time and just showing me everything that needs to be done in the city of Norwalk. So I just want to say thank you so much for this incredible month. I also want to say that I look forward to also meeting the board as well, and particularly the community of Norwalk. Hello?
Thank you,
Hello?
Marcus.
Okay, thank you. I apologize so much. I'm on the Metro North, so the connection is being in and out, so I apologize for that.
It's kind of exciting. I can see the movement in the background as you're going along. So we know you have to get home, so no need to apologize.
We thank you for your service.
Thank you so much. I appreciate meeting everyone. Thank you so much as well, Sherelle.
And thank you. So, you know,
right.
Marcus came, I told him like I did all the work and then he comes and gets to enjoy. But actually he's doing a lot of the work because he and the staff have had to get the library ready, you know, for reopening. So he's really, he's doing a lot of work. So getting to know the collection and meeting like the community and everything. So I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Sherelle. This wouldn't be possible without you. So I will definitely want to give that big thanks to you.
Well, it's a team, and you know, we knew what we were looking for with South Norwalk needed. So yeah.
Absolutely.
So thank
Marcus,
you.
we're so excited to have you on board. It's a really important role that you're going to be playing as branch manager of the Sono Library. The Sono Library is a very beloved resource in Norwalk. Maybe could you tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background and what your interests are? And
Sure.
we saw your resume, but just from your own words, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm from participated in Brooklyn Public Library. I was first a children's librarian at Brownsville Library, and then I was promoted to assistant branch manager at Garrison Beach, and then I was a branch manager at Gravesend Library, and then I became a branch manager here at Norwalk Public Library, serving the community and doing what I love to do best.
Mm-hmm. Great. Would anyone else like to say anything to Marcus?
Yeah, sure. Marcus, what do you like to read?
I love to read autobiography. That's my favorite genre.
Fun. Anybody in
Go
particular?
through the same thing that we go through and they overcome the same struggle. No, because particularly I like to just read about people who go through the same struggles as everyday people, working people, and they overcome it. So that's my favorite type of drama to read.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Hi, Marcus.
Yes.
Mary Mann. Welcome to Sono into the Norwalk Public Library System. I'm not going to ask you a whole lot of questions because I know you're on the train. I'm coming back from vacation, but I look forward to coming down and meeting you in person. Welcome
Thank you.
aboard.
Thank you.
Patsy,
Patsy,
you're
you're on
muted.
mute.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hi, we did meet Marcus at the opening at Sono. We didn't get a chance to chat, but I'm sort of interested in your first impression of what you feel is most exciting about the Sono Norwalk branch of our public library.
To sum up in one word, community. The community shows so much love as well as the people that work within the community. So if I had to sum it up in that word, it would be community and love.
Perfect answer. Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, we some of us had a chance to meet Marcus at the opening of the Sono Library, and it was kind of almost his like a perfect introduction for him to the community. So so we really look forward to getting to know you better and look forward to all the great work that I'm sure you'll be doing with Sherelle over at Sono. So
Thank you.
Thank you, Marcus.
thank you,
It's great
Marcus.
for taking time to be with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Have a
Thank you.
safe trip
I
home.
appreciate it.
Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. And next up, we have Victoria Otis, who everyone knows is the head of children's at the main library. And Vicki attended the Public Library Association conference, also known as PLA. And she came back very excited and with some ideas that I asked her, I guess maybe 2 months ago or a month ago to share with you. So without further ado, I give you Miss Victoria Otis.
Hi, everybody. You can call me Vicky. Sorry, I realized I should have changed my name in the chat. I'm not used to Victoria. So thanks for having me here tonight. I'm passionate about conferences and being able to share ideas with other people and learn from other people while there. So it was very exciting to go to Columbus, Ohio for PLA, which also happens to be where my alma mater, Ohio State, is. So that was also great. I was just going to start out. Lisa, who was there with me, made a quick reel about one of our first days there. So I was going to share that so you can get a sense. Can you see my screen? The Instagram? Okay. I will quickly.
I saw it. It was totally fun.
Is it working?
Yep.
So that was just a little teaser, and then I'm going to pull up my slides here. Can everybody see? Okay, so this is from PLA 2024 in April. This is a big highlight. This was actually CLA, but that was later on in the month, and I got to meet Michael Threets, who is just incredible. And if you don't know him, I would look him up. He is Just a wonderful librarian out of California, but doing really wonderful things for the field. So just a few very quick highlights from programs. We learned a lot of new story time ideas with a focus on multiculturalism and making connections in the community. We got so many great resources from this one program. It was only an hour long, but honestly, it has fueled us for the last 3 months and changed up how we are doing story times, which has been great for us. I think, you know, just to add some new stories and songs and artists and stuff helps us along, and the patrons, of course, enjoy it too. One thing we learned was teens are not coming in for programs like they used to, so focus really is now on gaming, and so we're really excited to get our new gaming systems that were approved in the city budget for this fiscal year, so we'll be starting on that very soon. And then another great program was Anti-Racist Reader Services. They recommended setting ground rules and making them part of policy, and some of their rules that they want, they're not rules, but some things they think putting as part of the policy, I think do make a lot of sense, are saying libraries are not neutral. Systemic oppression is real, and get comfortable being uncomfortable. So really making it clear that we are proponents of anti-racist reader services. I can send this to all of you afterwards, and this is a link to many more notes. We have 27 pages of notes from all of our programs there. So if anyone is interested in reading it, I can send that along. But what Sherelle asked me to do today is talk about some things I saw in the vendor hall that could be great for the library. So the first one is the Edible Education's Kitchen a la carte. And you'll see down here, it is this beautiful mobile kitchen to allow people to come in and learn, you know, different cooking techniques. Now it needs to be stored somewhere. So this would have to be something that we look as either as part of the renovation. If we don't actually get a kitchen, we might want to plan a space for this. But it's about $13,000, but it includes a really large package full of stuff, plus this mobile kitchen. There's a place underneath it. You can turn on the heating element. You can also put a large container of water, so you can actually get water out of it, wash dishes, things like that. And it's just meant to have a small group. They say as large as 10 people learn how to cook, and it can be great for children's programs, teens, adults. Again, probably something more for the future and not for right now, but I do think it's something worth keeping an eye on if we're not able to get an entire learning kitchen, educational kitchen in a new library. This is one I'm loving, Lotte for Kids. It's story time in their language. This is an app, or you can use it on a computer on the web browser, that has 3,500 picture books in 65 different languages. Now they have Spanish, Haitian Creole, Greek, Arabic, and they're adding Lithuanian. I don't know if you know, but we have a large Lithuanian school here that actually uses the library a lot. So I thought that was actually kind of exciting that they had Lithuanian. It is $1,350 a year. It's very simple for patrons to log into, and it has really nice pictures, really interesting stories. They are all for younger children, but it can be great for Shelley's program with English language learners. It's great for parents with young children, and it's great for even the teenagers who are studying different languages. My son is taking Arabic at CGS, so I know something like this can be useful to him as well. And it expands our collection in a way we haven't really expanded it before. While we always try to buy Spanish books and we're increasing our Haitian Creole collection, they are still books that are difficult for us to come by, and they're not often vetted. So I really like that they are continually adding new books, and I thought the price wasn't so bad. So it's something hopefully we can afford to do at some point soon. Very quickly, this is the Sustainable Libraries Initiative. I'm not really necessarily looking for us to join them, but I just think it's something, they're doing something very important. They are giving us ideas and ways to become more sustainable. This pencil here comes in this little piece of paper that has information about the library. It's like a little giveaway. And you can use the pencil as is, and then when you're done with it, as it's getting down to the bottom, you actually plant this in a cup, and these are basil seeds at the bottom. And I just think that's a
Wow.
great little thing to give away, and much more sustainable. Our summer reading program is very, very popular, and we have kids coming in all the time, but I am just horrified by the amount of plastic and waste that we are giving away. And I really think it is something we need to look at becoming more sustainable. So the pricing is $200 per year to be able to access their products and stuff. And they also have a certification program. And they have things like even this receipt. It's actually printed on paper that has been recycled, but also gives you ways to learn more. And all the money from it goes towards planting more trees. So it's just a great initiative run by librarians. And last is Go On Flow. This is a really wonderful product. It's actually been around for a little while, and they had great presence at PLA. These are free period products to give away in our bathrooms for all people who get periods. They are in a lot of libraries. They are looking to get into more schools. The cost is $250 per dispenser. They do go in every bathroom. So because it's very gender neutral. So you would put them in, you can't even really say men's and women's bathrooms, but I know that's what we typically have here, but we would need 12 in total for our libraries. You start with a box of 500 of each product for each dispenser. It comes with customizable signage and PR. The tampons are organic cotton, regular absorbency. Pads are organic cotton top layer with wings. The product manager told me everyone gets excited about the wings. It's got a push button dispenser, so it's really easy to work, and it comes in both Spanish and English. So you could see down here, it makes every dispenser will have instructions on it and also signage in both Spanish and English. They also offer other things like disposable bag dispensers and disposable bags, which also works great for diapers. And I'm just going to throw that out there, that's something we could really use in the children's departments. But there is a great push for free period products being offered for people because it is something that, all people who get periods go through. And, the hope is that nobody's abusing the system. They are just taking what they need. But the more we see these types of machines, the less like there is a need for people to abuse them. So I think it could be great for our library to have it. And that is all of the products and all of the programs I wanted to talk about. So thank you for having me, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thanks, Vicki. I loved all of those ideas. First, I just want to say I think it's great that that our staff is going to conferences and doing professional development and learning from other librarians. I know it's a great community and everybody has really creative ideas, and so I just wanted to say that. I really like all of them. I mean, I know the kitchen is does the kitchen have an oven?
No, I can go back to that. It doesn't have an oven. It just has a heating element here. I believe it has a warming drawer, but no oven.
Okay, because I saw baking pans and baking trays, but then I was like, oh, but there's no oven. So, or is there an oven kind of thing? Okay, so that's
yeah, it does come with a fire extinguisher. Actually, it does say oven. I would have to see. I think it's more though a warming drawer than anything else, because you wouldn't really necessarily have time to actually bake things always.
And did you have a cost on this one?
Yes, this is $12,729 plus shipping.
You said 12,000?
Yep.
could have our own baking show at the library. They would just have to take their things home to bake.
Yep. And Miss Evelyn is a world-class baker, putting that out there. So
Yeah. Do we not, we have a kitchen in the staff, do we have an oven in the staff area? Do we have do we have an oven anywhere?
they took that away when it was remodeled years and years ago.
Oh, that's too bad.
And we have 2 microwaves.
And 2 toaster ovens.
And bake a cake in a microwave oven.
That's all we have.
Okay. Yeah. And then there were a couple of languages that I was wondering if the
Low
language.
tape for kids.
Yeah, I was just
I
curious.
can tell you right away when you.
Okay, I was wondering if they have a Bangla, Bangla, because I know that there's a big Bangladeshi community in Norwalk.
It looks like there's Bengali, but not.
Bengali, yeah, okay, Bengali. That was the other one. And then Urdu, URDU.
I'm almost, yes, they do. I knew I saw that one.
Okay. Yeah, that would be, I really like that as well.
I had a question on that. If we bought that, would we have to have 2 units for one for each site or just one subscription?
Kitchen, oh, you're talking about Low Tape for Kids then?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, no, it's one subscription.
Yeah, one subscription.
One
Okay, so
subscription
it's all online.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's an easy to use site. They're constantly improving it. They gave me a nice free trial, and my whole staff tried it out, and they really liked it. I made sure, especially speakers of Spanish and Haitian Creole looked at it and they enjoyed it.
And that would fill a void, you know, because we have so many different, I mean, it changes like maybe every 5 years, but you have different languages spoken here. And, you know, the most prominent are Spanish, Haitian Creole. But we have so many other people here and we don't have room to, you know, order, you know, significantly for everyone. So it makes a lot of sense. A lot of people are online and, you know, like even if we order like I know at the branch, they were ordering, I think it was German, and, you know, we don't have a lot of space. And so, you know, the people who are really reading, you know, they've read everything, you know, and so this will be great, you know, to have, you know, in addition to what we have physically in the library.
So I have another question on this. Is this, would this be possible to fund under the current book budget?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
And I was just going to say too, it not only can the reader read it in the language of their choosing, the books in the language, it can also be read out loud to them. So it can actually act as an audiobook. So that's also a nice feature.
And I'm also very much in support of the pads and tampons. I think that would be great. I mean, you know, who has a quarter on them, and those machines are always empty, and
I don't think ours,
Honestly, the older ones are so
and I don't
Yeah.
think our machines have been filled since I've been working here. Like they're just old, and so it's.
And it seems very affordable too, so, I
Yeah.
mean.
and we have, what did
least
you say,
for
Vicki, 15 bathrooms?
Yeah, I was trying to count in my head.
I think it's 15 for both, if we count both libraries.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was 12
Yeah.
or 15. Okay.
So would some of these things be able to go, I mean, in this year's budget, or we could plan them for next year's budget, or?
I think a
don't know.
little of both. Obviously, the other project, unless we fund it outside of the municipal budget, would have to go in a capital ask for next year. We would just have to find a place to store it. So if, you know, or we wait until the renovation. But we'll look at Go Outflow. All of these that she mentioned are ones that I'm interested in. We're ready to go with the language program, but I think we can also fit Go on Flow. I just have to look at a couple of other numbers, but we should be able to fit that in this.
In total, the Go on Flow to start would be somewhere around 5,000. I don't think we would need like a box for every bathroom, like in the admin office or anything like that. So that would cut down a little bit on the initial cost. But I think it would be around $5,000 to start.
And we could probably start slowly. We may not have to put them all. Maybe we can put them in. I know we're not supposed to say gender, but we can put them in one type of bathroom, you know, 1 year, and maybe another type of bathroom the next year.
Yeah. Or just different areas, spread it out a little bit.
Mhm.
Are there any other questions?
Thank you so much, Vicki.
Happy
your
to, and thank you
enthusiasm.
so much for sending me, Sherelle, and thank you all for having me.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Vicky.
Enjoy
Bye,
your night.
everybody.
Okay. So before I talked about these two letters, I just wanted to say thank you to those of you who came to the ribbon cutting for the Sono branch. I guess it wasn't a ribbon cutting, it was a
Showcase.
showcase of the Sono Library. It was really great. You know, there were so many people there, so many of you, so many of the Common Council members, people, state representatives. Shirley, you did a wonderful job in getting people out. You know, I was very moved by just listening to some of the speakers and also talking to some of the people in the room about how much the Sono Library means to them. And even, you know, people who used to go there as children and people who are bringing their own children now. And so thanks for that. And Cheryl, do you want to just add in about Chris Murphy or?
Yes, we were contacted by Chris Murphy's office, and they want to come down and basically have a tour of the South Norwalk Library. So we're in the process of planning that date.
You know, if you recall that the Sono renovation was done in large part due to ARPA fundings, so that would be federal funding.
Funding for sure. And just so I just want to say thank you to SNU, South Norwalk. I always get it wrong, Mary, correct me. South Norwalk Electric Works or Water, Electric and Water, I think. So but they've always just been so supportive and just very easy to work with. And they paid for the lighting, and the lighting is it's very creative. I really love the lighting. Also to Lamont, you know, for the ARPA funding and to the city. It was a wonderful joint venture, and the product is absolutely beautiful and user-friendly. So I just want to throw that in.
Absolutely. And okay, so I'm working on a couple of letters, and I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of them. One is I'm going to be writing a letter to the registrar of voters, talking about some of the problems that came about during election time. I guess it was a couple of months ago for the primaries. And just making sure that we're prepared for November in terms of some of those issues. Patsy's given me some good feedback, really good feedback. Sherelle too. We can and I'll share that letter with all of you before I send it.
Yeah, I just think it's very important that you know, we're not responsible for this. This is the city and the registrars are, you know, so that it is not a mark against the library itself, you know, because we're not in charge of this program. We're just hosting it. And it was just so poorly run that it was upsetting to me personally, to try to figure out how to get to where the polling was. So, we need to articulate it in a way that it's their responsibility to fix it, not us.
And we've given feedback both years, so I think the letter should help. And as a matter of fact, we received a letter from them, talking about the primaries on August 13th. So this will be a great time to write the letter.
Okay. So, and the next letter or that we'll be writing is Cheryl and I, as we've kind of done the walkthroughs with Lamond and Neil, and have been talking about the leak situation, and we were informed that the roofs are supposed to be repaired, I guess, sometime in the coming years, and all of us felt that it was important that be expedited. So we I think Lamond will be writing a letter, and I think as a board it's important for us to show support for that. I mean, it's not clear yet when whether it would be for next year or sooner than that. So we're just waiting to hear back from Neil about some pricing and things like that. So, I think some of the biggest things that, structurally that we're facing are these leaks. Like this year was the leaks in the front entrance and the north and south entrance of the main library. There was some leakage at South Norwalk.
On
There
the
was
second,
yesterday last year down near the history room, there was like a big bucket that was down there. So I think that, water's getting into the building, so we need to
Yeah.
address that. So,
I'd like to comment on that too. As I participated in the walkthrough of the main branch, we didn't have
Right.
time for Sono, but and Sherelle has put together a chart, which I think is a work in progress. I think we need to hone in a little bit more to itemize the issues as to whose budget it's in, whether it's in Neil's budget or the library's budget, or is it going to be a capital issue, and the anticipated timing of effectuating any change. And there was one issue that I focused on, and that was something that Ralph talks about many times, and that's the book drop-off box that we haven't been able to get going on the main branch. And looking out the rear windows, it became sort of evident to me that the access and egress locations for that lot should be switched. And we then could have a driver's side drop-off box right along the building, the building itself.
Yeah.
And it could be done very cheaply right now without repaving or anything. It's signage. And so, but I think we should hone in and focus on it as soon as we can and present it to the appropriate people in the city and see if they agree with the concept.
And also connected with that, Sherelle and I
Yes.
have been talking, and so I'm working right now to schedule a meeting with economic development, parking falls under them, to look at the parking holistically, all 3 lots. I mean, there's a renovation in the future, and that will be when that happens. But we need to look at those 3 lots and figure out what we can do now in the near term to kind of have them kind of connected and the flow better. And so we will
Yes.
you know, so that will
Yeah.
address some of that as
Yes.
well, and that could be definitely an idea that comes about. And I will let you know when, I mean, if you know, I will let the group know when that meeting is
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah, also on that, some of us are very aware of this and others not, but for years I had been trying to get the page wire fencing in between the 2 properties down so that we could walk from one lot to the other. And now that the city owns all of that property, there's no reason why that can't be done other than funding, desire and funding, but we should pursue that because the north side in between the 2 buildings is it's shabby looking, and we could easily improve the look of the library. And I don't know if it's been resolved, Sherelle, about whose responsibility it is to maintain the lawn and at that site, but has
Well,
that been
we're
resolved?
starting to until, our staff is starting to until we resolve that issue, because it does look bad. So with the cutting, you know, of the grass, and they were working over there for a while. There were a couple of projects that they were doing. I think they're still in the middle of it, but you know, we can do what we can do.
Yeah.
Well, have you been able to address the fronts of the building?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The cleanup of the front lawn of the
Oh,
building.
yes, definitely, yes,
Mm.
at both buildings.
Yeah, but the problem was they didn't have the staff to do that. So now that they have the staff, then they can do that, because you remember she was shorthanded with the custodian. So you have to take that in consideration as well. And the city really should be doing that.
Well,
They didn't do
that's
their
the
job,
point
so,
that that's
yeah.
the point that I brought up very clearly. It
Mhm.
has to, we have to know whose responsibility is, and it needs to get done, period.
Mhm. Of course it does. But we just have to keep in mind the reason why it hasn't been done.
I was there the other day. It looks a lot better. So I mean,
Good.
um, and we're, you know, kind of, you know, Sherelle and I were talking about this, and the guys, you know, we're finally have the right staff. So the guys are gonna, we're gonna look and see, and I think Lamond is also involved, like for next month, you know, how is it going, you know, with the maintenance of the outside, with our current staff, and, you know, what are they like, what are they kind of good at doing, and maybe some of the other things the city needs to take over. So I think we'll reevaluate in about, you know, 3 weeks time. And then sorry, go ahead.
Monica, I had one more thing. I want to go back to what Patsy said. The reversal of the parking in our current lots, which will improve tremendously the availability of the book drop. The book drop mounted on the sidewalk where the driver can easily drop a book in. Both ends of the building have doorways. They're exit doors, and maintenance uses them all the time. So whatever personnel is involved in the retrieval of those books will have the least exposure, and they'll never have to go into the parking lot to get them. So if it can be worked out, it might be a lot easier for us to use what we already have available.
Thank you. So finally, I just wanted to give a quick kind of not update on the cafe. I know that Geraldo has literally just come back from Panama today. So Sherelle, Geraldo and I are meeting on Monday to look, at the last meeting we had talked about re-looking at the RFP, and thinking about next steps. So we're planning to meet on Monday for that And so, you know, either by email, probably by email, we'll need to kind of decide on next steps, because I think the September meeting may be too far away on that, but I think the plan is to revise the RFP and then put it up again, so. So that's it for me.
Okay. Well, hello again, everyone. I'm just going to share my screen. Can everyone see the screen?
I
can.
Yes.
Sorry?
Yeah, this is the chart that I was
Yes.
just referring to.
Yes, I can see.
So I'm just going to, for sake of time, just go through it quickly. You all have it. I sent it in your package. So for the main library, the top floor, very minimal, but we have ceiling tiles, you know, that get a little damp, you know, caused by the HVAC condensation. Mills Group is going to take care of that. A lot of the issues are on the first floor, the north entrance, which is, we kind of call it the Belden entrance. We need to replace the windows on the side of the sliding doors. Patsy also mentioned that we should decide whether we're going to have a business center on that floor or refer to a nearby company. It was brought up in our capital budget a couple of years ago, but we had the redevelopment office next year that offered a lot of the services that we were thinking of. So we just would refer people there. They're no longer there now. So it'd be great, you know, to have the business center, unless there's a company nearby, and I don't know that there is one. The north entrance. So we're going to replace the door that's directly adjacent to the sliding door. So there will be another set of sliding doors that was approved in the capital budget, and that was for ADA compliance. So I just have to get a date, you know, from Neil when they will begin that project. We walked through the basement, the carpet, particularly after we just replaced the carpet on the first floor. It looks horrible and it needs a refresh. The ceiling tiles toward the southwest end of the building need to be changed. We need to paint the west wall. And there's a book lift in the back that's leaked for years. Neil is putting it in his budget to have that removed. And then we possibly could have the much needed library storage space. The exterior needed power washing, which has taken place already. The repair of the eaves and the trim. We haven't quite decided who that will be, but it should fall under Guardian, I believe. The fence, which Patsy mentioned, they wanted to remove or cut part of the fence between 3 Belden and the library so that patrons can have easier access from the Belden Avenue, from the 3 Belden parking lot to the north entrance. There would have to be an egress issue, a grade issue that would need to be addressed in order to do that. And the south side of the building, which is the main, well, not the main, but the Mott Avenue entrance, that's where we had the leaks and we had holes and it just looked horrible. So Neil has proposed replacing the windows there to prevent the leaks. Let's see. So the exterior continued. This is just something new. Patron and staff have been complaining for weeks about getting bitten by mosquitoes. We could see them flying around the building. We could see them in the elevators. So we had pest control come out and they identified the problem as being the drain on the 3 Belden Avenue building. They say the pipe is not pitched, so they suggested that that we cut half a foot of the pipe and have proper pitching so the water is not just sitting there. So they came you know, we have them come monthly because it's just been so bad. So we're just waiting to hear from Neil to figure out what we're going to do now that, you know, that's our property. Let's see. So Moina mentioned the replacing of the roofs at the main and Sono. The main library's elevator needs to be brought up to code. The dumbwaiter, which we use to, you know, send books up and down to the various department, it leaks. The tree, we talked about removing the bushes on the north side of the property. Something that Patsy and Ralph have been strongly advocating for is the need for signage at the 3 Belden building, the entrance and the exit, having do not enter signs, and then trimming the bushes back so that the signage is not obstructed. And then the ADA compliant doorknobs. And that would be something that Guardian would work on with Bill. I can never pronounce Bill's last name, but he's our ADA coordinator. The Sono walkthrough had, you know, fewer issues. There were no issues on the top floor. That's where the leak was, just consistently, but Neil said that that's fixed. First floor, there's no issues. The carpet needs to be refreshed. The seams are coming apart, and we found damp. The moisture marks that we saw were actually damp, so there's some water that must be coming from underneath. The walls need to be painted. There's an electric heating unit in the bathroom, in the children's bathroom, that it leaves like these heating marks when it's on, it leaves the heating marks on the wall. So we need to address or fix that issue. Again, the roof at both libraries need to be replaced. The building needs to be power washed. And the big thing that I've been after for years, the SNU has also mentioned several times, and Neil mentioned during the walkthrough, is that the steps at the Washington Street entrance are rusted. There's holes or chipped areas that need to be fixed, and the doors need to be either replaced or refinished. And then just a couple of things for both libraries. The landscaping, something that DPW should be in charge of is regular care and maintenance and trimming of the trees and removal of rotted trees. So we have like a lot of weeds that are on the front of the pavement on Mott Street, like a lot of weeds that grow up through the concrete. So just, you know, determining whether it's our guys or DPW who should fix it, but I do know there's a vinegar solution that prevents the growing of those weeds. And then we discussed carpet cleaning. So the carpets should be cleaned biannually. And so we have tentative dates for the first cleaning, Sunday, July 14th at the main library, and Sunday, July 21st at Sono. And then we also discussed, you know, the changing of the HVAC filters, and those should be replaced biannually. Any questions?
I have comments. This is such a great start and a record for us to really start keeping track. But I think we got to add additional columns and identify what budget these are coming, you know, out of, and whether it can be done in this budget year or it's out time-wise, so we need a timeline. And I'm not sure some of the checks that say Neil is taking care of, I'm not sure that it's in his budget or our budget or some other budget. So we need to break down those things further.
That'll require another meeting with Neil.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yes, yeah.
happy to change the format, and I'll send an email to see when we can.
Yeah, because that will allow us to keep track at things easily and to move everything forward a lot faster.
For sure. Okay.
And I will say, was the was the inside, north entrance door on that list, the one that we're
Yeah.
gonna get replaced? It was, okay. The, like,
You mean
the-
this other, the sliding door that was approved in last year's capital budget?
yeah, yeah,
Yep, that was there.
that was there. Yeah, that's gonna be great. We need that
For
door. That's
sure,
like
yeah.
really, that is not a good door. Okay.
Yep. For sure. So next up on my list is rollovers. There are some rollovers that we will ask for this year, the rollover from the fiscal year ending 2024 to fiscal year ending 2025. So the list that I gave you included grounds. And we could probably, we might be able to use some of that money to help with the egress issue. Clothing, uniforms, electrical, audio, visual, and books. Michelle had a little bit, Michelle is our new accounts clerk, a little bit of a hiccup with some things. So she's recalculating the numbers. And once she does that, I will get the list back to you.
What is the process? The city asks you and to go into the general fund? Or can we request to use it for some other item that we need?
Yep, we would have to request and give the justification for why we need to roll it over. And then I guess we have to go through the hearing and they decide whether we can roll it over or not.
So what are you gonna recommend, that we roll over all this, or whether it's your?
So what's on the list, but again, as I mentioned, she had a little bit of a hiccup, so she has to recalculate and give me
Okay,
accurate numbers, yeah.
And do you have a deadline for when you need to report to the city?
Yeah, we want to do it as soon as possible, so we're trying, I don't think the hearing is until September, but we want to get it to, because now our, the request is not going to be just library, but it'll be all of community services.
okay, that's great.
Right, okay. And one thing I want to add, as far as the budget, so we requested a small increase to our subscription budget to purchase Recite Me, which was an assistive toolbar for the website that would enable, the visitors with ADD, dyslexia, vision impaired, to customize the site to access our content. And I was really happy with this because Norwalk is racially, socioeconomically, and functionally diverse. And I was so happy, that maybe the city would have the first library to offer this equal access to the residents. Today, City IT, who else was there? Me and our ADA compliant person, Bill. I can never think of Bill. I can never pronounce his last name, but we met. So it won't just be the library. We're interested in making sure that even the city's website is also compliant. So I'm really happy to say that it's moving forward. We won't use Recite Me, but we'll use a tool that will work for both the city and the library. And it was a very good first meeting, but I'm just, very happy that, people who have these impairments will be able to use both of the websites. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, that's great.
It's phenomenal. Norwalk Reads will have a distribution on August 3rd. The main library will be from 10 to 2, and the Sono library will be from 10 to 1. And that's Saturday, August 3rd. Personnel update. I'm just going to share this. So we finally have some of our part-time positions, much needed part-time positions posted. And so what's posted now is the adult services librarian, the adult services library assistant, the youth services librarian, and the youth services library assistant. And we're currently waiting for the clerks and the shelvers because, both buildings lost shelvers this year, and both buildings desperately need clerks. So this is a start. So we're very happy for this start.
And also, I just want to make everyone just remember that we have two positions that are frozen. And that those two positions are a library assistant and an acquisitions library assistant. And so hopefully, not hopefully, in January, those positions will be reposted. Those are two full-time positions. So we have, you know, we'll keep an eye on that.
And I'm hoping that we can start the process in November so they can be ready to start in January. And then we do have two others. Marcus is presently looking at the children's librarian position, and what was the other one? The full-time library clerk position for Sono. So he's going through those. The issue that he's having with the children's librarian is that when it was posted as a general. So that's why now you see the breakdown that we have adult services librarian and children's services librarian, because they're two totally different things. So he's sort of, you know, kind of having that issue, but he said he should be ready with recommendations either by the end of this week, which is tomorrow, or next week. So just close. Can you still see that screen, or is it still sharing?
No.
Okay, good.
I was just one little comment about the Norwalk Reads. It would be great to get, I mean, I know you think this way already, but it would be great to get some press.
Publicity, yeah.
Pre-event press and post-event press on that, because we definitely want people to come out for, let them know about it.
I'm just writing down the post-event. Okay. And personnel update. So the only other thing I have is the action item, which were two policy edits, the museum pass policy and the Wi-Fi hotspot lending policy. So I sent that in advance, you know, with the mock-up of what we changed. The gist of it is the circulation staff noticed some abuse with the museum and Wi-Fi hotspot passes. And so, but much more with the Wi-Fi hotspots. So the language was tweaked for both policies to have the penalty begin at 2 late returns rather than more than 2 late returns. And I just want to give kudos to the CERC staff because for one, you know, just noticing and trying to protect, you know, library items, and also give other people a chance to, you know, check things out. But also they, you know, they did take a stab at the edit. So I was really, really proud of them.
That's great.
So do you need a motion to approve those changes?
Yes.
Sure. So can somebody, would somebody like to make a motion to approve the changes on both the lending policy and the museum pass policy? Janie, making a motion?
I make a motion to approve them.
Anyone second?
I'll second it.
Oh, I'm sorry, before that, is there any discussion that anybody wants to have? Okay, Patsy seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, and thanks to the circulation staff for just really tightening this up. I know these are two very popular things that the public really enjoys, and we should make them available to as many people as possible. So,
and I want to add the supervisors, you know, did weigh in as well. So I think everybody did a great job.
okay. Does anyone have any old business? New business?
I just want to add that the main library's refrigerator died, but we were able to purchase a new one, a similar model. So
Oh, no.
my thing is, oh, let's wait and see how long it stays clean.
Oh, boy. Every office fridge.
Oh, yeah.
Do we need
Okay.
to formally cancel the August meeting?
Oh,
For some reason, I remember accepting a schedule like in the beginning of the year or last year. But
It
we
shows
could,
monthly, it shows a monthly meeting on this Thursday, and then we've canceled the August meeting as a matter of our discretion. So
Well, it might be wise to do it just in case.
right.
I'd move that we cancel the August meeting of the board.
Okay. Second,
Any seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
And if a need comes up, Moynihan can always call a special meeting.
That's right, yeah.
Mhm.
And okay, so we'll see you, did we adjourned, right? Did we have a motion to adjourn? Not yet?
Yeah.
No.
No,
Motion to adjourn, Alex? Mary seconds, all in favor?
aye.
Okay, see you over at Foundation.